Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Bone podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market, including the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Memecoins, and sometimes NFTs. Today, we are going to discuss whether or not the bottom is in and if altcoin season is around the corner. We're also going to talk about Bank of America's move into the stablecoin business, which is an extremely profitable business, and we'll also discuss Kaido's continued positive price action as it becomes one of the best performing airdrop of 2025. Nick, you made a face while I was doing the intro. Anything to add? And good morning.
Well, it just sounds like we're grasping at straws for stories. As long as the market goes down, or is every day going to be like, today we're going to be discussing, is the bottom in?
And on today's fourth rendition of geopolitical conflicts lead to crypto's negative price action.
It gives me like PTSD of like back when we would host the show like a year and a half ago. I was hosting and it was like, today we're going to talk about the top 3 gold farming opportunities on Blast and how to maximize your gain. And
me and Clemente would get on before the show and be like, dude, what the fuck are we going to talk about today? And we'd be like, all right, we'll figure it out. Let's go. Like, we have no fucking idea, man.
And it was like, Nick, would you buy an NFT here? And you're like, no, I don't want to buy anything. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. There's some juicy stuff to talk about. However, there was some bullish news in the last 24 hours. If you're just tuning in on Twitter Spaces, we're also live on video. You can go check us out at the Daily Bone. We'll also throw in there a link for you to check us out. And if you have any questions or things you want to talk about,
I have a question.
Let us know in the comments.
I have a question.
Yep.
Did you guys know about this Pi network thing?
Briefly.
So basically, they sell your data. They're paying you for your data. It was 5 years you could mine it on your phone. It turns out, by me asking who the fuck owns this thing, hundreds of thousands of people that I've never heard of are telling me I'm a moron for missing this generational wealth opportunity. I haven't seen a single one of them make more than about $5 grand, but it's generational wealth. What's baffling to me and what makes me want to buy this coin is every single one of them says the coin's going to $100 and that they're not selling. Every single one of them.
It's got 1.2 million views.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, read the comments. My phone has been like nonstop with people telling me, some guy, like multiple people have just said you're retarded for not knowing what this is. I'm like, dude, what? There's multiple people saying this is going to $100. Countless people talking about the elderly farming this. Like, none of it makes any sense. None of it. What are you laughing at, Nick?
Tons of people talking about the elderly farming.
Dude, go look. They're like, yeah, my 80-year-old dad owns it. You know his old ass ain't gonna know how to sell this thing. I'm like, damn. All right, man.
Bullish. So the only story I have on Pi was my sister hit me up. My sister who's 22 years old, and she messaged me a month and a half ago. She was like, hey, my boyfriend has been farming Pi for the last like 4 years, and he wanted to ask you about it. Owns no other crypto, but he's just been logging in. I think you just press a button or something.
Every 24 hours, you can press a button one time to essentially give them your data. Oh, and when I called them out for selling your data, everyone's like, you're a dumb fuck. These are Stanford PhD students who created the new Bitcoin. You don't get it. I'm like, all right, my bad, man. My bad.
How do you buy this thing? Is it listed on?
It's on MEXC. I think it's on Binance. I'd have to check where it is, but I'm positive it's on MEXC because everyone was saying use a VPN and go to MEXC. Every single person. Ray's got 1,000 Pi. Dude's sitting on like 2 bandos.
Is this on Ethereum?
Dude, it's its own L1.
Oh,
it's its own network. You need a Pi address, which is why so many people can't figure out how to sell it because there's no Pi wallet. So you have to send it to an exchange, and no US exchange supports it. Not only do they sell your data, you need to watch an ad each 24 hours to activate.
I think it's literally true. Shiggins. Shiggins03 said the Pi team is infiltrating nursing homes, installing this on Mima's emergency phone.
Mima's crazy. But bro, so the fact that the post blew up how it did was what made me be like, fuck, dude, I really have to now look into this thing. Like, there's so many people who don't dude, some guy was like, yeah, this fucking dumbass furry PFP is talking about the best crypto network. They're finally catching on. I was like, bro, holy shit. I'm getting dunked on for asking who owns this thing.
This is like a VeChain back when NFTs were taking off, basically. And like nobody could sell their VeChain, still can't sell their VeChain NFTs. And but it was coming like instantly while all of us were trading ETH NFTs and actually making money and taking money out. Anyways, the whole thing is just kind of ridiculous.
Well, that's what I'm like, dude, you're telling me you made a generational wealth opportunity on 5K? Like, I can buy a meme coin even in these conditions and make 5K.
Although in this case, we are the ones losing money and the Pi people are the ones making money.
Printed, dude. Generational wealth, man. Generational wealth.
Meme Aunt Gertrude is just printing right now.
Grandma Gertie is just fucking sending right now, dude.
Oh my god. Yeah, so apparently this has just been a thing. Infamous is saying, I know so many old people who actually mine it and don't know.
I wasn't kidding when I said the elderly were getting farmed, dude. It's the one consistent message is that it's all old people. That's the one consistent thing that all 2,000 comments basically said.
Is that why I'm familiar with it?
I think that's why you are very familiar in the know.
I have the Pi app on my phone. I don't remember downloading this. I remember downloading it.
You've been selling your data for years, dude.
All right, let's see how much. Damn, I have 3.8 Pi.
You got $7?
Yeah. I remember pressing the button like once or twice. What? Very interesting. I mean, this is crazy. Okay, I just mined some Pi. And now, yeah, and so the mining sessions last for 24 hours. And then they send you a notification when it ends so you can tap the button again and watch an ad. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm bullish on Pi. Let's go. Before we kick off the show, I would love a weather report from you, Nick, if possible. I want to give a quick shout out
to the weather report.
Yeah. I want to give a quick shout out to the partners of today's show, Gemini. Gemini is the safest and secure way to trade crypto if you're using a centralized exchange. They provide custody services for ETFs and top asset managers. All assets are backed one-to-one by crypto holdings. They have customer service. They have support. And they won't be pulling what at least we can assume that they did with Easy, where Coinbase locked their account. Nick?
I got a question. Should we switch from Spaces to just live on X?
Are you referring to, as far as video?
No, our audio. What do you mean as far as no, I'm
like
saying
get rid of the audio and only do video?
Yeah.
That's what I do. I only do video at 8 a.m. And
hey, if you're listening,
I think the response is way better.
If you're listening on the X Spaces right now, can you just post a comment down below and let us know whether or not you're down with this switching to a video stream?
The problem with the video stream is that, well,
I don't want to. I literally don't want to hear the problem. There is no problem.
There is an audience that makes it's way easier to listen to a Twitter space and have a stream on.
What do you mean? Can't you just really?
Yeah. You have to put it on the different like Twitter space. You can just scroll. You can keep doing your thing with.
You can scroll with video now too.
You just got to have it in the corner.
Yeah, it does video and video.
Yeah. The argument
people
is
are saying you have to close out Twitter and listen. You still can.
It's not an ideal experience for
it is
the
bad.
video, but I'm not like opposed to it. We used to do stream on video on X as well.
All right, well, post down below. No, I don't care about YouTubers posting comments about X. That literally is not helpful insight at all. So if you're on YouTube, this is the moment where you shut your mouth for a moment, okay?
Okay, so here we go. So we got some responses. Wandy says, please keep spaces. I listen while I drive. Lady Ape, please keep audio. Raf, as long as I can listen, I don't care. Flip side, I prefer spaces. A lot of people listen while driving, and they're used to spaces. I like space because it's easier to keep it on in the background.
All right, fine. We haven't killed spaces, okay?
There we go.
All right, there was a chance that we did, but we didn't. Okay.
And
so
now the YouTube commenters are not happy with Nick because
nobody's listening on X. There's 137 people. I just requested to
yeah, if you
wait, why am I
request,
listening? Hold on a second. Okay, let's do the weather report. I'm about to do the weather report right now. I just requested to speak on there. Can you add me?
I see it. You're locked in. Let's go, Chief.
Okay.
So we got the weather report. If you're just tuning in,
go.
Nick will take it away with the weather report whenever you're ready.
It's Thursday, February 27th. Looking over at the crypto roundup, majors are ranging on the day with Bitcoin at 86.5K, ETH at 2.35K, and Solana at 140. Ouchie. It's not looking good out there. I'm going to be honest. This is like not a good rebound. We're not breaking highs on this. This is just ugly. Makes me want to sell all my crypto. Over the past 24 hours, the market continued to bleed after President Trump announced a 25% tariff on European goods such as cars. Bitcoin dumping as low as 82K before recovering to 86K overnight. Obviously, we're now at literally that level. Despite Bitcoin's dip, altcoins showed relative strength with Solana positive on the day and AVAX up 6% to $23. Hold on to your AVAX bags because they're pumping right now. Why are they pumping? Because we got a blub infecting the timeline. Everyone that's got early access is hoping that blub pumps as high as Wink. I'll tell you that much as someone who holds a big-ass bag of Wink. Should I just one-click sell all of it? Over on Stablecoins.
Odds.
Over on Stablecoins, Bank of America announced plans to launch a USD peg stablecoin. If lawmakers pass legislation, this is what I covered in my video yesterday, it's been at the top of crypto SARS David Sachs' list to get done in the following months. The stablecoin business continues to be one of the most profitable crypto businesses, with Tether making over $13 billion in profit last year. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So Bodogos is pivoting into a stablecoin issuance business. We won't share our reserves, but you bet your ass $1 is $1.
What the hell?
Tether's profit per employee is $85 million.
That's so insane. Holy shit.
We're in the wrong business, boys.
Lastly, Cato continues to be the best performing crypto airdrop of 2025 as it ripped 40% to $2.90 before pulling back to $2.40 this morning, up over 2x since its initial airdrop, with its next round of voting going live for yappers to introduce another project to the ecosystem. What is that? I don't even know what that. How is that? Who wrote that?
I wrote it. So
what does that even mean?
Projects.
What does that even mean?
So projects apply to be on, featured on the Yaps, as a Yap topic, I believe. And then they give out rewards for people that talk about these specific topics. So Maple Story, if they're the top voted thing, they'll be on Yap, or they'll be on the Yap kind of a leaderboard. I'm assuming. I actually don't know it very well, but you also get rewarded for voting.
So this was why you wanted to talk about Cato and Yaps as a whole, was because it bumped your juice. And this is a little peek behind the curtain about how dirty this game really is.
It does not pump my juice. It does not pump my juice. If I tweeted about it, it would pump my juice.
I didn't say pump your juice.
I was number 4, by the way, yesterday on the Yaps. Just saying. Your boy's been crushing.
Is that helpful?
You're gonna have another airdrop. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's another airdrop. They've said it.
Okay. I had no idea. And here we are.
I wasn't familiar with your game.
Nick, by the way, since you joined the space, we're seeing a massive inflow into the Twitter space, and people are saying, I love this space. Thank you for all the insights that you're sharing. So I appreciate that. And it looks like we're going to keep this train rolling, but thank you for the weather report, Nick. Pio, welcome to the show.
Thanks, buddy. How we doing?
Good. We were just talking about, I literally just found, I got into it this morning after looking at Bank of America expressing their interest to get into the stablecoin business, just how profitable it is. We were looking at this earlier, how much money is in stablecoins, with Tether making how much did they make last year? They made $13 billion in profit last year with only 150 employees. So absolutely dominating, and no surprise to see Bank of America getting into it.
Why do you think that is, Clemente? Why do you think like stablecoins are so profitable?
Because
pop quiz, Clemente. How about you just tell us the fucking answer, Pio? Rather than being a jerk.
I want Clemente to think through it.
Clemente doesn't have the answer to it. How about you tell us?
So hold on. So who's being a jerk? I asked Clemente an answer because I think he can think through it and the audience can watch him think through it. Nick's response is, nah, he's a dumbass. He don't got this answer.
Well, it's not fun to listen to Clemente think. I just feel like it's why don't you just tell us? Like you could have said, here would have been a way. Hey, Clemente, you know why it's so profitable? And Clemente says no, and then you give the answer. So how about let's jump forward to why are stablecoins so profitable, Pia?
You're so good at this, Nick. I can't believe how good you are at it. Clemente, they're profitable because they're just a really efficient new back end to the global financial system. And Robinhood, for example, is using stable coins for settlement between their traditional finance products and their crypto products. So it's pretty amazing, revolutionary stuff. Can't say I'm surprised that Tether has 13B in profit.
Wait, so you don't have the answer?
All right. So
you want to know how? Real quick, do you know how Tether?
Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, this guy literally at the bottom of MicroStrategy the other day was saying that it was nonsense. Now I came on the show and for literally no reason, he's just coming out the blue. He used to do this all the time. It's something in him. It's inside of him, and there's no point in trying to
hold on, real quick. But you didn't answer. You didn't answer.
Sense, dude.
How does Tether make money?
MicroStrategy? You don't understand stablecoins, I guess. I don't know.
So, okay, Tether makes money by earning interest on the reserves.
Yeah, no shit. Just like a traditional bank. Yeah. They got a lot of money over there. But I'm saying the reason why they are making the money they're making is because they're providing a service to finance, which is a technological solution for settling transactions globally between finance and crypto, or, sending money from one country to the next. But yeah, they also get interest like a bank, just like Venmo does too. Is that why Venmo's worth money?
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons.
Well, they're worth money because they make money, and how they make money is actually at the foundation of what it is. So there's
it, buddy. Keep doing your thing. You got it.
Speaking of stablecoins, have you guys seen the Polymarket list for who will be named in the Epstein files? Jay-Z is #1.
That list is bullshit, dude. They're about to tamper with that.
What are we talking about? Trump is #1 on this list. Are we kidding?
No. Jay-Z is.
If Trump was #1 on the list, it would have come out his first presidency as a hit piece.
Trump's not even like top 7. You have Jay-Z, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Ehud Barak, Prince Andrew, Tony Blair, and Jamie Dimon.
Jamie Dimon. Damn.
So there's a 94% chance on Polymarket right now that Trump declassifies the Epstein list within his first 100 days as president.
And he removes himself from it.
So there's another bet with who will be named in the Epstein files by June 30th. Prince Andrew is top with 77%. We got Bill Clinton at 72, Bill Gates at 72 as well. Who else? We got Alec Baldwin, Oprah Winfrey at 36%, Tony Hawk. Wow, this is pretty interesting stuff, but not a lot of volume on the lower tier bets. That's going to be released today.
I think it's a fake list that they released. I think it's tampered with.
There's no way they're giving the real thing.
But dude, there's a Bill parlay. So you can bet on Bill Clinton and Bill Gates. The Bill parlay. Seems like sure money, free money.
I guess they'll rinse those two. I don't think people like the Clintons in DC anymore. They've killed too many people.
Yeah, I would. Well, we got Clint Fitzer saying there's a Bitcoin pub saying enough of this show today. Thanks. I would assume that's a new listener. Appreciate you tuning in either way. Okay, well, moving on here. Let's talk briefly about the crypto price action.
Me coming to the show was one of the most ridiculous entrances ever. I mean, that was like out of control. I literally came on and was just violently attacked for no reason with no basis. So I'm not surprised that a listener is like, what the fuck am I listening to? I literally just explained something. Nick's like, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, anyway, go ahead. Continue, Clemente.
The question was, why is Tether make so much
And that was
money?
going to double down.
Let me just answer the thing. You asked why does Tether make so much money, Clemente? And the grand answer was it's a transformative technology.
It is.
Okay.
All right. So
That's a good
I'd actually like to understand their business model. That's the thing that's actually insightful about the thing is how do they make money?
I pointed out what they do, and then you pointed out how they make money on their cash reserves. That's literally how they make money. And I do think that they will build a suite of DeFi-esque products, the new financial system, if you will, so that people can take their crypto assets and put it into Tether's suite of products and maybe get a loan for a mortgage in the future, or maybe get yield on something in the future in a safe and trusted way because they are a mainstream trusted entity.
This guy's on my page, bullying Clemente, then playing victim.
Me? I literally asked you. Okay, no one would have thought that if you didn't jump in. Anyway, this is just fucking weird. Holy shit.
So,
anyway,
Easy, I want to throw over to you. We had Trump announce for crypto price action. I want to get your thoughts on it. We had Trump announce another round of tariffs, this time for the EU, mostly around automobiles, I believe a 25% tariff, and then double down on the tariffs against China, which I believe contributed to a little bit of the dip we saw this morning. Anything to chime in here on the crypto price action?
Yeah, we cut our AVAX long this morning at 23.10. Nice profit on that. The dydx account's all-time high. So despite the tariffs, we were able to run it up.
Clemente, what was the peak of AVAX?
The peak of AVAX ever?
No, today when easy cut is our
we
long.
had sell limits at 23.10, baby. At
We literally
5:35 a.m. One of us was awake.
If it didn't just automatically sell?
It did, yeah. That's
fucking dude. Somehow you have the exact top. So what? So do you think what is your move now?
So it did go higher. It touched up towards like 23.40. I'm doing nothing right now, like quite literally nothing. I just want to wait because I think this was like a small relief bounce after like a huge sell off. And it just felt like the market was really oversold on these tariff like things and some other speculation. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna sit kind of just chill for a little bit. We held that AVAX long for like 3 days. At one point we were under like minus $400 on it. So like 40% of the portfolio was underwater at one point. And I was like, I still think it's oversold here. Let's just hold this thing and see. Cause I think AVAX held up the best. It didn't sell as hard as some of the others. And I've been looking for like coins that are over their moving averages. That's kind of the thing I've been watching. Like what hasn't sold off that hard? We have FTM, now Sonic, which is looking really good. The timeline's been really bullish on it. You have a Litecoin. Nick, if you want to pull up the Litecoin chart, it is the most ridiculous chart in crypto. It is the best crypto chart right now by a long shot. Like I'm talking a literal clear winner right now is Litecoin. It makes no sense. And then MakerDAO, MKR were the three that I'm watching. So if Litecoin actually, like Litecoin looks like it can make a new high. Like this chart is the most ridiculous chart I've seen.
What does Litecoin do?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Wait, Litecoin, it's like one of the OG tokens. It was like
it was around 17, 18 ETH ICO days. It was actually, I think it predates ETH.
I mean, well, it's definitely a better bounce. I'll say that much. The Bitcoin doesn't look good. Solana doesn't look good. Where is this? I mean, are we just going straight to 73K here on Bitcoin?
That's my line too. Is right around there, 73. I can tell you the exact line. The chart's not good. Yeah, I have 76, 76.6.
I mean, this is freaking rough.
Yeah.
So what are you doing to protect your bags here?
Just sitting. I mean, I bought 6 ETH of Kaido yesterday, so I'm still like finding opportunities. Yeah, I don't know. The S&P is interesting to me. Just opened up, slight gap up. We still have a small gap on that near 50 or 585. So I'm like, I want that to close.
Do you hedge?
I'm not going to. I've bought a little bit of Solana here.
PO's at least selling calls.
Yeah, which I think is a really smart move.
Oh no,
I think
like
that's a really smart move.
I spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff. I really do. And post splits and after the stock goes up a lot, I think I'll be basically set for life in like 7 years. I think like in
You'll
7
have enough shares to just sell and continue to get reoccurring income off of it, which is great. I think the other thing with that though, like Nick, you're asking if I want to hedge. I would have wanted to hedge when we were over 100K. Like I don't really want to hedge when we've taken a 40% retrace. Like it's a bull market. I still think it's a bull market. A lot of people are saying it's not. I still think we have upward price action here. So I'd rather try to capture some of the downside buy action, which is like Sol in that 130 range was good. I bought it like 135, 136, and then I was down yesterday on it. I want to kind of buy a little bit more. I don't want to buy the full stack though, because I think 110 could still be in play.
Wait, Pio, the 7 years thing, is that just because of holding MicroStrategy or because of the income you're generating?
No, I mean, like, yeah, like I figure in like 7 years, you know, that's almost 2 full cycles from now. The combination of how high the prices of the shares, the number of times that they were split, because keep in mind, every split, now that I sell covered calls, now that I participate in the options market, which I never did before, I now understand why stock splits actually have a humongous impact. I used to be like, stock splits don't matter because now modern financial tools allow you to buy fractional shares. But now that I understand the options market more, I'm like, oh, so that's why fucking stock splits actually happen. And it's not like people like commonly say that. I've never heard an analyst say that. But stock splits, for example, really, really matter for MicroStrategy. So I figure I'll be making, you know, a full-time salary in about 7 years, considering I'm still building the position. And, you know, say that there's another split, I'll have 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 shares.
And those are cash secured?
If I sold a cash secured put, there would be some cash security on the back end of that. Yeah, for sure.
All right. What do you think if we're doing
liquidated, by the way? I got liquidated on 2 Misty cash secured puts.
So they sold?
Yeah, so the shares got assigned. So let me walk people through this. I said, I'm interested in getting a bigger position in Misty, so I'm going to sell a cash secured put. If the shares don't get assigned, cool, sounds good. I'll sell another cash secured put and I'll continue collecting that premium. If the shares get assigned, then I'm going to, you know, get into the position through this option, this cash secured put, where I'm also earning premium on top of it. And so the latter happened obviously last week. So 5K worth of cash secured put options liquidated.
And then you just bought back?
No, that is the buying. That's the buying.
Oh yeah, option to sell to you. Yes.
Yeah, so I have them now. I got 27 G's of Misty, so that'll be almost $3,000 a month in passive income, which is almost my rent, which is pretty fun.
Options trading on dividend stocks is quite an interesting thing.
It's not like a crazy moneymaker. The premiums weren't that high, but I was like, I want to get into the position, and the share price is only $25, $24. Today it's $21, right? And so 100 shares of that is between 2,000 and 2,500. 100 shares of MicroStrategy, for example, would be like 27 grand. So that's like a bigger thing to do, right? It like, you know.
Easy. What if we're setting this thing up, basically? Why is my thing not pinned in it? Okay, there you go. What if we're setting up something like this?
That's a bullish move. Yeah, it's an ascending wedge. Like, I'm still in the camp that we go higher. Even if we retest previous breakout tops there, where that blue line is at the bottom of that channel is bullish to me. And like, some people say we've broken structure. I don't think we've fully broken structure, like bullish structure right now. The thesis has not changed. We still currently have the most bullish. Sorry, I'm doing RecTech, by the way. We still have the most bullish political situation we've ever had for crypto. So like, yeah, tariffs are affecting the wider economy, sure, But we literally in the last week, we literally just saw every single SEC investigation into every single product in crypto that they've been going after get dropped. Every single one. They were just like, we fucked up. See you guys. Good luck. Have fun. The president has a meme coin. There's pushes for basically everything on that front where crypto's being accepted much quicker right now than it has ever before. Robinhood's listing coins faster. Coinbase is listing coins faster. Coinbase has its own blockchain. Earnings for Robinhood and Coinbase are outpaced on every other vertical by retail trading and fees off of retail adoption.
If I could chime in, Nick. So, when I spoke to that gentleman, Andrew from oh shit, I got to remember the name. Clemente, do you remember the name of the company? I feel like a jackass right now. From Andrew, who runs the company that does software tools for retail traders to do algorithmic trading. Oh, Arch Public. I feel bad now. Anyway, he was talking to me about this. So here's the deal. Right now, you have Citadel getting very interested in getting into crypto, which is a humongous player interested in getting into crypto, like a huge TradFi player. Keep in mind, Trump, like, even though he's doing this tariff thing, this was his plan. He's been obsessed with tariffs for a couple of years now. He's been talking about them publicly for years. Markets are forward looking. There's a case to be made that perhaps the worst is either what we're going through right now or behind us. Sure, maybe it gets worse. I looked it up the other day. A 40% drawdown from 108K would be like 65K or something like that. It's high 60s. So we didn't even go that low. And that's only a 40% drawdown. And we've seen 40% drawdowns in other bull markets easily, right? So basically, unless it's like a 70 or an 80% drawdown, I'm not panicking. I'm just fine with that. Easy just pointed out a million bullish factors for crypto. I totally agree. The other thing is that I don't know if traditional cycle structure is going to hold up. And quite frankly, we've already broken it. We got hit a new all-time high because of the ETF before the halving. So we're just in uncharted territory. Being a bear right now is just nasty work, in my opinion. I don't really understand how someone could be a Bitcoin bear specifically. The thing that I'm wrestling with and trying to understand is how altcoins are going to operate in this current market. We've only seen 2 altcoins hit new all-time highs that were around last cycle. That's Solana and XRP. And we've only seen a couple of new altcoins really do crazy numbers in terms of appreciation, SWI and Hyperliquid, right? Obviously, there were a bajillion random ass meme coins that Christmas treed and people made money when they Christmas tree, but I don't really think that doesn't really matter. I care about like the majors. So that's what I'm trying to figure out now is like, what's going on? I sent you guys a tweet in our group text where that guy, Ben Cohen, or I think that's his name, Ben Cohen. He's a good guy to follow on the Bitcoin side.
I don't trust anybody named Ben in crypto.
Very funny. He was pointing out the Sol BTC chart and how he thinks that, yeah, this one right here. So he's basically pointing out, he doesn't think like Sol is dead. Absolutely not. But he's pointing out that Ethereum, it essentially, the Ethereum Bitcoin chart started making lower highs over time. And he thinks the same thing is happening to Solana. And I think that makes sense considering Solana went from $8. What was the initial rip, Easy? It was from $8 to what? Was it to 200?
No, it was like 8. I mean, there was a bunch of ebbs and flows in there. It was from $8 up to the 26, then from 26 to 60, then back to like 30.
Sorry.
But yeah, basically up only from 8 to 100.
There was the whole, real quick, Nick, there was a whole period where Bitcoin wasn't real, and Bitcoin and nothing else were really appreciating that much. They were like kind of grinding up, and Solana was on a face melting rip. It was, it was early.
That was for a long chunk of time there. Can you pull that tweet back up though? Because I didn't understand this tweet specifically. It sounded like the thesis was, if you're selling Solana right now, you're stupid.
Oh yeah.
Basically, this will have a recovery rally. But he still was implying that it would have lower highs.
Yes, so you understood it completely. So what he's saying is, he's not suggesting that you panic sell your Solana bag after a significant pullback right now when Solana has performed so well. What he's pointing out is that over a long duration, he expects that just like the ETH BTC chart was making lower highs, Solana will too. What he's essentially suggesting is that realistically, that run that we all just acknowledged, I don't remember the timeline that happened, like the set of dates that happened, but Solana's essentially made its all-time high against Bitcoin, is what he's suggesting. That's what he's.
Well, it was at a higher high back in 2021. It then just had this big run just now, which then peaked back in March of 2024. So we actually,
yeah. Okay, here we go. Nice.
So in terms of, yeah, perhaps he's right. My metric of Solana's price was still relative to Bitcoin and what ETH was looking like, and basically, the thing that I was thinking about is essentially look at what ETH is as a multiple of Bitcoin. Do I think that Solana could come close to doing the same thing? And I feel like the answer to that is yes. You still need Bitcoin to go up. Sorry, where's ETH BTC? Here you go. I mean, this has been getting just absolutely fucking wrecked. I should switch out to the week. Let's so we can zoom out here. This has just been like down only since looks like it peaked literally around the ETH, the NFT surge when we like peaked in NFTs, which
previous cycle all-time high. Yeah, I mean, you're right about the NFT stuff, but that is literally previous cycle all-time high, and that actually makes sense. And it also makes sense that the cycle before that was higher.
My biggest concern is I actually believe that the demand for ETH was heavily tied to NFTs. If you look at this chart, well, you could actually make that a pretty compelling argument. You could argue that the demand for Solana is heavily tied to the Memecoin run that we just had. And basically, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think we're hitting new highs on the Memecoin side of things. Personally, maybe I'm crazy and I'm completely wrong. And I will say, when you look at the pump fund chart or charts, the total amount that was done in terms of daily volume is still 10x or something like that what NFTs were, because it's just easier to participate. We've discussed this. You mentioned it, Pia. The product market fit in this market is speculative tickers. Like, that is the product market fit.
It's an easier adoption than NFTs ever were. That's the thing. It's like I can go and I can see a meme and I can understand I'm betting on continued virality. That is the only bet you're making.
But you still have some limit to where, like, I think sort of retail adoption when it comes to that activity. That said, I don't think that the speculation on tickers is ever going to go away, because that is at the foundation of what crypto is. I mean, that's the product that exists in this space.
And I think you're thinking about it the right way. What I'd actually love to see is I'd love to see Dune Analytics dashboards of NFT volume from summer 2020.
Yeah, I did that last night. I charted it out also. It's on my tweet last night, actually.
That's a good tweet.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I didn't see that tweet. I was on a plane. But real quick, the simple way to think about it, I think, Nick, is I understand why you're thinking about, you're like, well, meme coins are going to generate a lot of volume on Solana. That's going to result in the price going up. Absolutely. But I think an even simpler way to think about it is it's just really, 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 really extremely hard for any altcoin, you know, after it's had its moment, which I think we all can agree that Solana had its moment where people essentially threw it in the trash because they thought it was FTX associated junk. Turns out it was way mispriced at that point, went as low as $8, $16, etc. It's really hard after it has that moment, right, to continue to outperform Bitcoin over a long period of time, especially when there's inflation on the token, right? So the inflation on the token, to me, is the hardest part. The fact that Solana is essentially...
Pio, what if I told you there's going to be a slash in which that inflation drops from 80% to 0.8%, and the vote goes live 7 days after the unlock happens?
I hope that happens, and I think that's great. And I hold 1,100 Solana, right? So remember that I have like a bag of this asset, and I believe in this asset. I believed in it then. I believe in it now. Fast, cheap transactions. I think it's a great user interface. I think it's awesome. But at the same time, when you start getting into the whole, what if I told you that there's a vote and all that stuff, you're just getting into territory where it's like, I think I'll probably just go Bitcoin because I know that this thing's going to go up, and I don't have to worry about competitors, and I don't have to worry about getting debased. There's just so much I don't have to worry about with Bitcoin compared to any other coin. But anyway, go ahead.
This is the chart. I mean, this is basically what you're looking at as it applies to.
But wouldn't we be at that first peak on the left right now, which we're now seeing this decline? So would we not have a second rally? Yeah. If you look at the pump fund chart comparatively, we're only on the first spike.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how low the low was after a big spike, and then how high it got again. Look at how volatile this is.
6/2021 to then if you go out to 6/2022, you're dead. So basically, it's 1 year, and I'm gonna pull up the pump fund one.
We're at 1 year.
Yeah,
February
I know that's
1 year of pump fund,
and that's why I'm saying, well, this is not the better chart. Hold on one second. What's the best chart? Can you give me the best chart on pump fund?
It's by Jay Hacksworth is the guy's name. So if you search his name, Jay, the letter J, then Hacksworth.
But is it what's the metric there? Is it total tokens launched? Is it
here's March 2024. So we're looking at 1 year there, and here's where, so you're getting a window into the first year. I mean, by the end of the year, it's dead. Basically, is what this one shows. And come on, dude. He mutes after he's typing.
No,
somebody else mutes me.
I mute him every time.
Okay, so here's the top one, top number two. You look at OpenSea, top one, top number two, and then it's basically down from there. But this was, I guess, the mutant, or this could have been the other side.
Other side is the last peak that we had.
Was this last drop, basically. The distinction, though, is like this is a different space because literally NFT volume was heavily driven by Yuga for this entire period of time, basically. Whereas in the case of Pump Fund, I'd argue that this is all distributed across a bunch of different tokens, basically. What were you going to say, Easy?
I also think the size of the buys is something I'm way more interested in. The average volume of an NFT and the cost per NFT is probably $1,000, $2,000. So it's significantly less total transactions, whereas I believe retail volume is coming more from the $5 to $100 range per transaction. Mm-hmm. It also is quote retail where you can go onto your cell phone and buy it. There was not a lot of NFT opportunity on that front where it was that easy to buy. You have multiple apps. Like, dude, Moonshot was #1 for trading app at one point. Phantom was #1 for finance app at one point. Like, clearly those are also kind of top signals. So, like, depends on what you want to look at. But it's never been this easy. And the explanation for what a meme coin is you're betting on continued virality. The explanation for what an NFT is you're buying a pass that might make you more money if they drop more collections. That, yes, that eventually does dilute you. But hopefully you can sell it first before someone else.
Well, it's the same logic around fungible tokens, which is airdrops, basically, with the tokens. We're dealing with the same logistics. It was like NFTs were just on a smaller level. No doubt, meme coins have been bigger than NFTs. And I also, what were you going to say?
Paris Hilton went on fucking Jimmy Kimmel and showed a Bored Ape and all that. That's the only thing that I'm just like, wow, those were big. And
I mean, dude, the president dropped a meme coin. Like the president of the U.S. That's way bigger than Kimmel or Bieber getting a free Bored Ape from MoonPay.
And also the celebrities are interested in showing off and showcasing the things that are incredibly expensive that they own versus like Paris Hilton is known for being part of a billionaire family, basically. And so that's kind of part of the status side of it. Owning a meme coin is not a demonstration of status at all. And
it's
so
a quick scheme.
Yeah. And so I think a lot of people are interested in that, but a lot of people got wrecked. And if you look at 2017, which was the ICO boom, it took a long time before we got back to this place where people are speculating heavily just on the fungible token side of it, basically. Like we went from 2017 till last year. So it took 7 years before, after all those people got max extracted. Now, the real question I have is, how big was the ICO market versus the meme coin market? And my guess is that the ICO market was way bigger.
So Nick, I'm going to give you a challenge. If you have time today, this video would absolutely slap. A video of you dissecting the NFT to meme coin to ICO data, I'm telling you, would absolutely slap, with the title of "Meme Coins Are Dead" or "Are Meme Coins Dead?" It can be 5 to 10 minutes. I think this would absolutely cook, because you're like spot on with this thinking right now. Is like, history doesn't repeat itself. It often rhymes, that whole bullshit thing. But I think that this is like the best way to be thinking about this, because ICOs in 17 to 18 theoretically died, right? They didn't fully go away. That's the thing. We still have ICOs. They're now just TGE.
Your mic's off, by the way. Or you got
token generative events. Sorry, I was far away. That's the thing here where I'm like, they're just wearing a different mask at this point, and yet you still have like, that's it. They just slightly shifted, and I still like, my whole thesis on meme coins and why they won't just completely die. Volume will decline, yes, but when a viral moment happens, there's an opportunity for you to take action and bet on continued virality. I don't think you guys were on the show yesterday, but I shared a big meme coin win on literally the most outlandish story, because my bet was
at the beginning
Barstool
of it, the fraternity one.
Yeah, of this guy whose dad slept with his girlfriend. And I was like, Barstool will pick up on this. And I bought the coin at 30K. Barstool talked about it. It ran to 800K. So it's like, you can still find those opportunities because you're just betting on viral. It's way easier for this than NFTs.
I think I agree. Meme coins are way more accessible. The question is how big of a speculative market is that relative to, or gambling for that matter, versus sports betting or something like that. And I think meme coins are essentially an alternative to sports betting. It's native to especially X. It's less native to an Instagram or something like that because the description is less important with places like Instagram, but it still happens there. It is native to social media, I guess, and that like you talk about this and then people end up doing it. But there's also the sports vertical of social media. You're really betting on the category, which is crypto. And are people interested in speculating in this space? You need a phantom wallet or some sort of wallet in order to participate. And MetaMask was like absolute garbage until 2 months ago, where it's now like starting to catch up actually with Phantom, which is pretty cool to see. They spent a whole cycle not doing that at all, like literally not doing a damn thing. You got OpenSea, who didn't do a damn thing for a long period of time, basically is dead at this point in a hated company filled with absolute garbage. And then you also have, I just wanted to throw that out there, and they don't understand Tether. And you have the other area of this. I just think the accessibility still sucks when it comes to meme coins relative to something like sports gambling, because I think a mobile app that you can load to just get it on there is key.
Yes.
There obviously is Vector. There's obviously, what's the other one that Moonshot. There are companies like that are presenting that opportunity, but you're literally trading a ticker and there's no conversation that's built around that other than, like you're saying, memes of, hey, did you see that viral video? And so you need a conversation that's lasting versus like with sports, people are talking about your favorite sports team, with the former Redskins, whatever they are now, the Commanders. You have whoever your favorite sports team is. I hate the name. You're going to basically like discuss that through a whole season. It's an ongoing conversation. It's something that you can speculate on. It's native to that thing that exists. I think we're missing that component from this space right now. And we're still in this niche community of people that speculate big time on meme coins, essentially.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, and you guys got to keep in mind too. It does take. I know I've said this before. It takes a really long time for the user interface stuff to properly get built out. It's also just confusing for people in general with these volatile assets. People don't like it when the price goes down, and the price of Bitcoin goes down almost every single day. Literally, like statistically speaking, if you buy Bitcoin, it's probably going to go down. If you bought Bitcoin 2 weeks ago, it went down, right? So the people have to get used to like buying things that go down almost every day. It's a tough one. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and the pullbacks are fucking awful, or gnarly, as you'd say, Pia. But it's pretty bad. And I was thinking about it. I was like, before I would sell things and try and time the market, I'm not trying to do that at this point in time. I do want cash, obviously. Some like having some level of cash is helpful. And I think I've over-indexed probably toward crypto.
I was talking to that guy, Peter Dwan, the wealth management guy on the podcast. I said to him, I was like, look, dude, I just invest all my money. I was like, I don't have a significant cash position. I invest all my money. And I was very surprised because I was almost embarrassed telling him. And he was like, I'm just like you. He's like, I do the same thing. He's like, I got my emergency fund, 3 months of expenses. And other than that, I'm full port. And I was just kind of surprised because he's like a TradFi wealth manager guy of 12 years, but he's the same. And that's when he and I were talking about Misty specifically, because it's like an income generating thing. It works for somebody like me because it's like I get income. I'm like giving myself a raise as a result. And someone that's full fucking port 24/7 like me needs some sort of income beyond. I mean, obviously, if I was making like 600 grand a year as like a sales guy for Dell or something like that, like that would be nice and that would be a different story. But that's obviously not the case. So it's nice to have like that dividend revenue every single month. Real quick, I want to talk about something that I saw a lot of comments on. Even saw people like kind of going back and forth in the comments about. Did you guys already talk about Sol Unlocks?
Well, that's what Easy was just talking about, was reducing it. No,
he was talking about the emissions. The
unlock's going to happen regardless. The unlock is going to happen, and I believe it happens next week, 7 days. If so not today.
I was talking to a whale that we know in Paris, and so his position is firmly that unlocks are bullish. I think I agree with him because like retail investors panicking on Twitter about unlocks makes me automatically want to take the opposite side of that. Easy money, take the opposite side of that. And he was talking about how if people really wanted to get out of their position, they end up OTC selling it months before. And I could see that. Nick OTC'd like the stock that he had in the company, whatever company he used to work at or whatever, right? And it's like, that makes a lot of sense to me. If someone really wants to get out of the position, they'll get out of it and they'll try to front run it because people are going to do what's best for themselves. So you have like this panic around unlocks. Then the unlock happens. The price does. It's not like everyone's market dumping. These are sophisticated investors that are early to Solana. So yeah, you just kind of let the dust settle and boom. It's not. Yeah. So anyway.
Well, that's the bigger thing here. Is like I'm looking at that, but then it's also in 9 days. The thing I was mentioning was this vote for SIMD 0228 is what it's called. It's a Solana-based proposal that's going ahead to reduce the issuance schedule, so the emissions that are happening. Like Solana is inflationary right now. The intent is to drop those emissions and the inflation for Solana by 80% if it passes. And it'll go from fixed to market driven. So
doesn't that mean your staking yield goes down as well?
So yes. That's the most conscious thing, is that your staking yield will decrease. That's it. Like, yes, that is a big part of it, which a lot.
But correspondingly, basically.
Yeah.
It should, so if they cut it 60%, your yield should go down 60%.
That's fine.
So in turn, there will be better options for DeFi, like on Sol, to earn like a better yield. There's ways for it, but like
with more risk.
I just think that's
Although shouldn't the yield not be coming from emissions, but instead from proof of stake being like transaction fees?
So Solana's not proof of stake; it's proof of history. It's like the chain is not a proof of stake chain.
So I spoke out like incorrect. I just spoke confidently and then realized that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I thought that emissions were the majority of the source. But then I'm like, wait, hold on. So how does it like? So you stake, is that setting up a node essentially, and you're getting the yield?
You're staking to a validator. So the validator, a node validator, same idea. You're still validating transactions. You're earning the money from MEV fees transaction fees and emissions. So the inflation that's occurring, you're also earning a percentage of that.
So then maybe it's only like 33% if it drops 60% on the
Because there is
the
other
emissions.
fees. So it'll go from like say 11% to like 6 or 7.
Well, I mean that's still
it's a lot.
It's
a big drawdown. Oh, it's a big drawdown, and that's the counter argument to a lot of people on Sol on why they don't want this to pass.
But
I think it should.
Yeah, I think it should pass because I don't think that I should have a baseline requirement of needing to stake all of my Solana to not get violently debased, right? Like that makes sense to me at least. But real quick, forget about the adjustment to the emissions. Just pure unlocks, easy. Do you agree with that whale that unlocks are bullish because of the factors that we just talked about? Because these
unlocks are priced in. They're always priced in.
Right?
I've always been a diehard believer that unlocks are priced in because the market is forward-looking. Just like traditional macro markets, it's always forward-looking. So if you're selling into an unlock, you're going to get rinsed. The other thing, too, is as an unlock happens, the likelihood that they want to pump the price action to get more for their unlock significantly outpaces them nuking into it when everyone's anticipating the nuke. It's honestly, it's more bearish 2 months out than it is day of unlock.
Yep. That makes perfect sense. Just like when, if you remember when we felt the effects of the Robinhood Solana delisting weeks before it actually happened, obviously. And that's why we didn't even properly remember that Bodogos was launched on the day of the delisting, because that day itself didn't matter because we had already experienced the drawdown.
And then we market dumped all of our Solana, which was super fucking brilliant. That was literally, we wouldn't have to do anything. We wouldn't have to do anything if we just hadn't sold our Solana. We would we could just like take the day off, be like, yeah, it's Thursday. I'm good.
It's hard to run it's hard to run a business on a
The counter argument is, God forbid it kept going down, and all of us would be like, so man, how's your job over at United Healthcare going?
Literally, Nick, the customer service person at United Healthcare, just dealing with
that's probably the outcome. Yeah.
What's it like managing the call center over at Humana?
Keep in mind, people dunked on Frank from D-Gods for years, still dunk on him for not selling the Solana in the D-Gods treasury and riding it from $200 down to $8 and then needing to have an emergency VC raise as a result. So there are two sides to this coin, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening. And when we had Armani from Mad Lads on the show, I asked him if he keeps the fees generated by Mad Lads and Backpack in Solana, and he said no, they market dump it for USD immediately. So running a business is another animal, but yeah,
which we probably our own Solana has full circled on like round trip the entire position. I'm just like, okay.
There's no such thing as a Solana standard when you're running a business. The only option would be a Bitcoin standard. But yeah, so anyway, I think we can probably wrap at that point, right?
Yeah, we're good to go. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We have some new listeners, Nick, on Twitter Spaces. We got a lot of followers. Make sure to follow us at Bodogos ENT. We do this every single weekday from 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern. We're also live on YouTube. You can check out the pinned tweet to learn more. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be live tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. Eastern.